everybody, I'm Tom Vassell, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're talking about my top 10 IP-adjacent games, intellectual property-adjacent games. What do I mean by this? Recently on the Dice Tower, we did our top 10 games that were based on intellectual properties or licensed games. Games based on Star Wars and Marvel and Star Trek or whatever it might be. Well, the games I'm talking about today are games that might as well have been based on a certain property. And maybe it's a whole, hey, it's not really that, but wink, wink, it is. Or maybe it's just some similarities. But my opinion is, if you like these licenses, then you will like this game. So let's take a look. Number 10 is Room 25. Room 25 is based on a little movie, or very similar to a little movie called The Cube, an indie movie in which people are trapped in this cube with these rooms that slide around in a cube, and some of the rooms cause instant death. Room 25 is very similar. You and your friends are trapped in this big square of these rooms that slide around. And again, some of them can cause death. Some people may be good, some people may be bad. It is an entertaining little game, but definitely bears similarities to The Cube. Number 9, I just reviewed a little bit ago, and that is Terror Below. Terror Below is a game where you're driving around a desert trying to capture these worm eggs before giant worms get you. Very similar in its look and feel to the movie's series Tremors. And so if you like Tremors and you like the whole idea that this game has that same feel, running around, shooting guns at these giant worms, just trying to escape them in general because they're big, mean, nasty things in Terror Below. Number 8 is the classic game that came out in the 80s and was recently redone several years ago called Fortress America. Fortress America, where you were defending America from invading armies that are coming all over the place, and your best hope are the partitions and different people who rise up out of the desert in different areas and fight back, just like the movie's Red Dawn. So if you want to be part of the Wolverines and fight off the communists who are coming in and capturing America, Fortress America gives you that same feeling if you were like cheering during the movie Red Dawn. Number 7 is Adventurer's Temple of Shock. Now, definitely there's some Lara Croft in this game and some other exploration things, but Adventurer's Temple of Shock is definitely based on Indiana Jones, because in this game you are running from walls that are closing, but more importantly a boulder that's chasing you all the way down this path, and you want to get out of the cave before the boulder runs you over or traps you in there forever. Definitely an Indiana Jones vibe, and if you like that game, if you like that theme, you will probably like this game. Number 6 is Android, maybe specifically Android Netrunner, which is set in the Android universe. But the Android universe is clearly inspired by Blade Runner, or maybe even more inspired by Neuromancer, the novel by William Gibson. This whole jacking yourself into the internet before the internet was a thing, and going in and trying to spy against corporations. And that's what Android Netrunner is all about. And it has a lot of similarities, I think, to that book. So if you like what is called cyberpunk, before it was even had a terminology, then you'll like Android Netrunner and all other games that might be set in the Android universe. Number 5 is Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. Why this? They definitely don't put the word Warcraft in here anywhere. You do have orcs and humans and other races fighting each other, and as you get to the expansions, they add things that are not in Warcraft, and it's certainly different than Warcraft in the way that the units are called and such, but there's definitely similarities. Whenever I'm showing this game to people, I'll say, this is kind of like Warcraft, the board game. It's not, because Warcraft, the board games already exist, but this one does a better job at bringing that universe to life than any of the officially licensed ones in the past have done. It's far enough away that it's definitely legally distinct, but if you like Warcraft, you will like Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. Number 4 is Level 7 Omega Protocol, which is very similar, game in the field, similar to that of the XCOM video game. In the XCOM video game, you have a bunch of Marines who are going and fighting these aliens, and there's this feeling of terror and dread the whole time, as you, who have really awesome weapons, are still fighting against aliens who are feeding off your terror. That's what Level 7 Omega Protocol does. One person plays the aliens, the other players play the Marines, who are going in armed to the teeth and yet still may not survive against the aliens. Number 3 is Dead of Winter. Anytime someone plays Dead of Winter and they're like, what is this game? I say it's like the Walking Dead board game. Now, just like other things, The Walking Dead has a plethora of board games based on the movies, the TV series and the comic books. But Dead of Winter probably does a better job at bringing that universe to life. Now, yes, the characters are different. There is a drunken Santa Claus, there's a rescue dog, but it has that same feeling of a bunch of humans who are surrounded by zombies, and the biggest danger to them is each other. Dead of Winter. Number 2 is Nemesis. Nemesis, you are on a spaceship trying to get this spaceship to go and land back on Earth, or somewhere safe at least. You have a business or a corporation that wants you to do something secret. Also, there's big giant aliens who look exactly like the aliens from the movie Alien. In fact, this game of any game on my list comes the closest to coming to the line of, like, this isn't called Aliens the board game, but it's quite clear that's what it is. And so if you like the Alien movie franchise, you will like Nemesis, because it not only looks like that, but the way the game plays out, that feeling of dread and you're never quite sure who to trust, is definitely in this game. Number 1 is actually a tie between 2 different games, Dinosaur Island and Dinogenics. Both of these games are obviously a play on Jurassic Park. They both are very different games in a way. You're both trying to build parks full of dinosaurs, and in both parks, the dinosaurs can get loose and cause all sorts of problems. And in both parks, you may or may not be doing illegal things with genetics and such. It's very clearly Jurassic Park. I like both games a lot. I think I like Dinosaur Island better as a game, although Dinogenics, the theme might be slightly stronger. Either way, they're both a lot of fun. And if you like the idea of Jurassic Park, there are, again, Jurassic Park licensed board games, but I think both these games do a better job. Did I miss anything? I'm sure I did. There are other games that almost made my list. Let me know what your favorite game that's not necessarily a licensed property, but might as well be, in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell, and you've been watching my top 10 IP-adjacent games on the Dice Tower.
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.